So I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the first time this past weekend, and I had a blast. Me and Billy went, and I met his family. Also met Sarah. It was a pleasure talking to them together. And Albuquerque's a really beautiful little city. Unfortunately, there's some homelessness. There's some um, addiction issues that they have, similar to Phoenix. So, but it's a pretty city indeed. Hello, everybody. Um, the trip was awesome. The weather's nice, but then I come back to Phoenix and the weather's nice right now. I think it's like 79 here in Phoenix, and it was cool weather in Albuquerque. Here in Phoenix, when you drive in Phoenix, it's like flat, completely flat. Over there in New Mexico, it's like kind of a little bit hilly, a little bit, so that's different. I wasn't used to that, but Marissa, will you ever interview in Avondale? Um, where do I go in Avondale? Where in Avondale do I go? Where do you see like the need in Avondale? I'm not sure. When I go to Avondale, I don't really notice anything. On November 20th, it's a donation drop off. You could drop off used clothes, toiletries, but also you can park and help us clean some of the litter that's around that corner on 51st Avenue in McDowell. Lots of trash everywhere. So if you guys want to bring like trash bags, gloves, and just to pick up some of the trash, that'd be great. Will I ever go to Mexico? No, I won't. I won't go to Mexico. I've been to Mesa. Mesa has like a country club, and I forgot what other one. That's where I ended up talking to Daniel. Griselda. I live close to Albuquerque. I live in Clovis, New Mexico, and the Blues are hitting hard over here. Clovis, New Mexico. Um, I'm not sure if I passed by Clovis. I don't think so, but yeah. Everybody's told me. A lot of people have told me Española and Las Cruces are really bad. So thank you, Louis. Appreciate it. Alicia B, thank you. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Since going to New Mexico, I've a lot of subscribers. I have a lot of new subscribers from New Mexico, and I appreciate you guys uh, subscribing and hearing out kind of what's going on. You guys provide me with a lot of good information about what you're seeing in New Mexico, and it's good to compare and keep tabs on what's going on, what trends are happening as far as addiction, prices, and all this good stuff, right? To know as far as good information to know, because we have to stay ahead of everything that's changing and inform ourselves, inform our family, and the youth in our community what to watch out for and what to expect if they travel or whatnot. So, like for example, people that I interviewed in Albuquerque, they're telling me that it's more expensive in Albuquerque than it is in Phoenix. That they have friends that will come to Phoenix, they'll drive to Phoenix, buy in bulk, and take it over there back to Albuquerque to sell it and whatnot. So that's good to know. I mean, I don't encourage that. That's bad, in many ways. But it's unfortunate that they have to drive over here, buy it, and take it back, and that's not good at all. So uh, Leva M. I don't know how to pronounce that. Mawe. I can't. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Gas station on Buckeye, Navendale. All Buckeye Road is bad. I'll have to drive by there. How did you start your channel? What made you start this journey? That's a question for coffee loving book nerd. I've had family that's lived this lifestyle. Thankfully, I never have, so it's good to understand it, right? And understand why some people um, choose to try, different substances, and why some people don't. Try to understand, be more compassionate to that community of people that are lost, and it's easy to give up on people and not understand, and just kind of, hey, that's on them, that's what they're choosing to do. But in reality, we have to understand that it's an impact, it's a ripple effect that affects families, right? It's not just that one person out there. There's a mom, a father, siblings, a community, schools, a society, right? 911, emergencies, have to respond when they get sick, when they overdose. So it's a ripple effect that affects everybody here in this chat, everybody out there in the street, whether in Phoenix or Albuquerque or any other community that's affected by opioid or drug use at large. We're all affected in some way, shape, or fashion. So we have to understand that and comprehend that, I believe. What do you guys think? Tanaka Jed, thank you. Appreciate you. Angelita, John, shout out from Cayenta, Arizona. Love the content you put out. Thank you, Cayenta. I believe that's in the Navajo Nation up north, Arizona, I think. Matthew Chavez, shout out from Albuquerque. Welcome to the channel, Matthew. Maybe you're new, haven't seen your name, but maybe you've joined since me going out there to beautiful Albuquerque this weekend. I had a blast. I was there Friday, Saturday, came back on Sunday. It was people in Albuquerque are beautiful, lovely, very welcoming. Even the people I talked to out in the street, they wanted to talk. They're like, oh, you're from Phoenix, you're on YouTube, yeah, I've heard of you, so that was, it's interesting that how word travels. I think Phoenix and Albuquerque have always had a connection because we're right next to each other, right? The both states are right next to each other. A lot of people in New Mexico support Arizona teams, the Suns, the Cardinals, baseball, because Albuquerque or New Mexico do not have professional sports teams, so they adopt Arizona teams, and that's what I've noticed. I've had friends that lived in Las Cruces before. So, will I come to Texas? One of the biggest reasons why I went to Albuquerque is that's where Billy's from, right? Billy, the barber. He works here in Phoenix, but he lives here in Phoenix, and he's my barber here in Phoenix, and but he's from Albuquerque. He was born in Albuquerque. He has family in Albuquerque, and also Sarah. Right? Remember, I interviewed Sarah like 7 months ago via Zoom. She reached out to me. Hey, I watch your channel. I'm a recovering addict, and I watch your channel to remind me of what not to go back to. Right? And I said, hey, why? Billy was going out to Albuquerque, and I said, "Hey, dude, I'll go with you, because that way I could interview you and Sarah at the same time. We could talk about your recovery, how you guys are doing, whatnot." So, but I don't know anybody in Texas. I've never met anybody from Texas, here in this community. So maybe, maybe one day I'll go to Texas. But definitely. Tucson. I'm going to Tucson this Saturday. Anybody from Tucson, raise your hand if you're from Tucson. I'll be there this Saturday in Tucson. Let me know if you're from Tucson so I can say hi to you when I'm in Tucson this weekend. Why don't you come to the area of 51st and Baseline? From Teresa Pilon. I was, gosh, was I, where was I? 67th baseline. I was around, I believe, 59th, 67th, around there. Mercy Cruz, appreciate your endeavor to make this a better world through education and awareness. I have jackets to donate in November. Excellent. It's getting cold, so if you want to donate jackets, I appreciate it. Hand them out to these folks because they need it. And it's an endeavor that we should all take, Mercy, not just myself, but all of us. And you're contributing to that endeavor, right? By helping your fellow man, helping the people that need it the most, that need help the most. So, yeah. Maria Romo from Tucson. When I get to Tucson, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I'll probably look for a park. There was a park that I interviewed Miguel. He's 29 years old. This was about 3 or 4 months ago in a park downtown. I'm gonna have to look at the video, watch the video, let me know what park is that. Maybe I'll go to that park. Okay, so look for the video Miguel in Tucson. Okay, from like 3 months ago, and I'll be going to that park because I know where it's at. Okay, and then so I'll be there all day. So I'll probably get there in the morning. I'll go to that park, talk to people, and then I'll see maybe South Tucson. I heard that South Tucson is really bad, so maybe I'll make my way down to South Tucson and wherever else. You Tucson people let instruct me to go. Michelle from California, hello. Finally, you make a live session. Coffee loving book nerd 42 is in South Tucson. Cool. Rich Pritchard, what's up, Artie? Rich here from New York City. Hello, New York City. Rich, how you doing? Um, Angela Rodriguez, how do you determine which area that you will interview? I just drive and I end up seeing people left and right. Unfortunately, they're everywhere here in Phoenix, sadly. Ash and Emmy, I'm in Galveston County and I really want to get a camera and interview people in my area like you do, but I'm nervous because I'm a female and I'll be alone. So Ash and Emmy, you should do it, but you just have to be safe about it. I don't recommend you going out there by yourself, but you should do it definitely. You guys all should do it, right? In your community, create awareness. There should be 100 channels, right? It shouldn't just be me. It should be 100 people in different communities um, creating awareness in Albuquerque, Phoenix, Tucson, wherever this epidemic of opioids is at. There should be cameras highlighting the effects of the drug, right? What are the repercussions? What are the consequences of the young people wanting to live that lifestyle? You guys should all document it, not just me. Danaka Jed, be careful out here in Tucson. Yep, I should be careful in Phoenix. I should be careful in Albuquerque. I'm careful. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Lacey. Mm, Ivan Gomez, still been waiting on the Caitlin update. Yeah, I haven't seen her. So if I don't see Caitlin, there's nothing for me to update. So don't hold your breath, brother. Yeah, don't hold your breath. So one thing, so a lot of people ask me for like updates. Hey, where can you do an update on Caitlin? Update on this person. Update on that person. Um, they get arrested. They move around a lot, and I'll go out there and look for them. But if I don't see them, I can't update, right? So you guys understand that. So Danaka Jed lives you live near Chicago. I've been there. It's super cold. Real one, always sweet like honey. So she's the only person that calls me host. I think that's funny. She says, "Hey there, host. What's up there?" That's funny. Hi from Newman, California. Luz Jaques. Uh, Hello, Luz. Hope you're doing good. Veronica Flores, what is up from Albuquerque, New Mexico? Um, Hello, Veronica. Thanks for joining us. Um, I was wondering, Veronica, if you like a recent subscriber because of my trip to Albuquerque. Is that after? Did you subscribe after, or were you already a subscriber before? I'm just curious. So let's see what do you guys think? Let's see what Veronica says. Victor, hello. Cindy, have you ever been in an unsafe position while being out looking for people? No, I don't put myself in an unsafe position. Teresa, Art, go to park on 22nd and 4th Avenue in Tucson. What's the name of the park? That'd be easier probably for me to Google. Jose sees Nettles. It's really bad in Denver. I might start uploading some interviews. Awesome, Jose. Do it. Let me know how bad it is in Denver. Veronica, I was subscribed way before. I was excited of the Albuquerque interviews. Awesome, cool. Thank you for subscribing a long time ago. Appreciate it. What do you think about being the part of the reason Maddie and Gerald now have access? They do get high every day. I have no idea who Maddie and Gerald is, but appreciate your concern. Danaka feels. Hello, everybody. Glad you made it. GM, glad you're here. So I'll be in Tucson this weekend on Saturday, um, uh, to interview folks. So I'm excited. I can't wait to go down there. I went there once for like, briefly. So I'm gonna rely on you, Tucson people, um, uh, to let me know the names of the parks, not where they're located, right? Because the directions, somebody said Fourth Avenue and whatever, and I don't know where that's at. But if you give me like a name of a park, I could Google it and boom, I'll get there. Santa Rita Park, okay. Cindy, how do you not cry while interviewing? I cry inside. It's sad. Yeah, some of the interviews I do are really emotional, and I'm definitely crying inside. If someone wants to start interviewing, how do you approach people? Very carefully. Be careful. Emma Arroyo, Chicago. Hello, Emma. I bet you it's cold in Chicago. I think it was like 79 degrees here in Phoenix today. 79, but I'm wearing a sweater. Not funny. Glory, Glory, it's hard. It's hard. You want to help everyone, but they have to want to help themselves, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't help everybody. You can demonstrate compassion to everybody. You can be nice to everybody. And not everybody's ready to change their life or, stop using drugs or whatever, even alcohol. Not everybody wants to stop smoking, but it takes time. Do you guys have any other questions for me? I just want to let you guys know about the Albuquerque trip. It was a blast. Albuquerque is beautiful. I love it. It reminds me a lot of Tucson, believe it or not. It's small. It's a small city compared to Phoenix, basically, and yeah, a lot of similarities to Tucson. I went into the war zone. They call that the war zone because there's some type of back years ago, the gangs were fighting and shooting each other, so they called it the war zone. And so Billy took me to the war zone, and there's just a bunch of people just everywhere on every corner, walking around, and they're obviously addicted, homeless, and so that it's heartbreaking. But we have that here, just everywhere, here in Phoenix. So Yeah. Will I drop my location when I'm in Tucson? I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I have no idea how I will do it. Maybe I'll do a live session, say, hey, I'm here at this park, or maybe I'll upload a video from a certain park. We'll see. Do you accept used clothes as donations? Yes, just send used clothing, and these people will wear it, especially like sweaters, blankets, because it's getting cold. So yeah. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad I made it back safely as well. Um, Danaka Jed. Yeah, people have sent gift cards before, and I'll hand them out to these folks. So yeah, that'd be nice. They could use them for like toiletries. $5 gift cards, $10 gift cards, and they'll go buy. Believe it or not, they do eat, they do drink, they do need shoes. I uploaded a video. Was it yesterday? Um, his name was Cole, right? 23, Cole. He was asleep, and while he was sleeping, somebody stole his shoes. So he had to go to the store. I think he went to Ross, and he took some shoes with the alarm on them, and he forgot to pay for them. So that's sad. It's sad that he's out there in the street sleeping, and they steal his shoes, and he has to go get shoes by any means possible. So that's sad, right? Have not seen Caitlin. I've been looking for Caitlin since her birthday, right? And I haven't seen her, unfortunately. So I'm not sure where she's at. I'll keep looking, but yeah, hopefully she's okay. Alhambra High School. Yep, I went there a long time ago. Hello, Yellow Boots. What is going on? Lacey, tell us about the nonprofit I heard you mention before. So I was approved by the Arizona Corporation Commission. I was approved at the beginning of the month. My nonprofit was approved. Basically, I have a nonprofit, but I need to finalize a few things. The IRS gave me a number, an EIN number, basically identification number, and so I have a nonprofit. Lost Phoenix is a nonprofit charity organization now, right? It's not just me, it's us. It's the Lost in Phoenix community. So with that, I'll be able to grow bigger, and really become a true foundation and organization, and be able to help these folks on a bigger scale. So all that stuff is still in the works. It's in the development stage, because I was just approved a couple of weeks ago. So that's the state of Arizona acknowledging that Lost in Phoenix is a true entity, and we're out here in the community doing good things, right? So I'm excited about that, and you guys are part of it because you guys are supportive. You guys care about that, right? You guys are compassionate, just like I'm compassionate to, um, inform the community, help the people that are out there in the streets, try to understand them, try to get a better sense of who they are, where they're coming from, and yeah, the biggest reward is comes from like parents. So about, gosh, when was it? About, look up a video from the only person I've ever interviewed in Mesa. He said his name was Daniel. His actual name is David. Um, he's he's half Hispanic, half white. very light skinned. He has like what, green eyes, blue eyes, whatever. Um, he's a tattoo artist, a really good tattoo artist, and and currently he is in a treatment center, and he's been in a treatment center. He's doing really good. So his mom sent me a message on TikTok yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna read you the message. Okay, I had never talked to her before, but she said, this is what she said. Okay, so I'm gonna read it. She said, "Thanks to you, my son is clean, healthy, and alive. I can't thank you enough for making that happen. God bless." Right. So, so that was a message on TikTok yesterday. And I asked her, well, who's your son? Have I talked to your son, or has he watched my videos? Right. And I ended up finding out that I did interview him. So look for the video, Daniel in Mesa. This was about like 4 or 5 months ago. I can't remember. But I interviewed him. He's doing better, and that's a mom that's very appreciative, right? That her son is went to rehab. I don't think the son went to rehab because of me, but I'd like to think that my conversation with him kind of planted a seed and motivated him to seek help, right? If a total stranger comes up to him and gives him words of encouragement, sometimes that's what some people need. Some people need a lot more, some people need a lot less, but maybe he needed me to walk up to him that day, right? So, um, so yeah, so that's why I do what I do for that lady, to be able to hug her child again, see her child, know where her child is at, because when they're out there in the streets, the parents don't really know, right, where their son or daughter is at. So it's scary, scary, scary. Jesus, I'm interested on how you started your nonprofit organization. Please explain the steps. Google. Um, how to start a nonprofit in Arizona or whatever state. All the information is right there for you, brother. That's what I did. Virginia Williams, thank you. I appreciate you. Daisy, as long as the drugs keep coming in, it's going to get worse. AV and Mom, how's it going? You live right now? I'm live right now, yes. Have you seen Gabby? I have not seen Gabby. Danica, I wanted to start a nonprofit for animals. You should. You should start a nonprofit. That's awesome. Lacey, yeah, it's hard to have empathy for those who chose drugs over the children. Yeah, I understand. I get where you're coming from. It's hard for us. It's hard for me to understand like what would compel somebody to try it to begin with, right? It's hard for me to understand why a mother, would choose to consume, you name it, alcohol, drugs, do things that are going to be harmful to their child. Like, it's hard for me to understand. I don't know because I've never been put in that situation. I've never been addicted to drugs, so I don't understand. But I try to understand. I try to be compassionate and empathize, sympathize, and yeah, it's hard. It is hard, but um, by trying to understand and talk to them, maybe we can prevent this in the future, right? For their next child or for the next young woman out there that's going to have a baby and starts consuming drugs, or it's definitely crazy. Michelle, thank you. Any updates on Santiago? You know what? I haven't seen him. I have not seen him at all since that one time. Hopefully he's doing good. He had the support of his family, but um, sometimes they do have family and people that are help them, but they choose to be out there, right? They want to stay out there, so that's unfortunate. Dan the Mag, are you from a political party? I am not. I am from Lost in Phoenix. That's what I represent. Joyce, you're from Florida, and a lot of people out there doing drugs. Yeah, I think it's everywhere. All major cities probably have it. Could you give more context around the jazz interview? It was awkward and only 5 minutes. I'm wondering if anything happened before or after recording. Um, could you give more context? Yellow boots. No, really nothing to give. I think she's suffering from mental issues and drug consumption. So yeah, she was in a hurry to get to wherever she needed to get to. Um, she didn't seem like she was all there, mentally. So I didn't want to prolong the interview. Pretty simple. GM Elias reminds us of our son. Thank you for updating us. So Elias, yeah, really good guy. Stuck in like a gosh, what's that called? It's like schizophrenic um world. I talked to him, and he always talks about Rogus, and Giselle is chasing him, and um I talked to his mom a long time ago, and she mentioned that he was very intelligent. He would read um, um, big books. He would read the Bible, uh, religious books at like age 10 years old, reading big, thick books. His teachers used to compliment him how intelligent he was. And around 13, he started smoking marijuana. And what she thinks is that he started using spice. Back then, spice, I don't know what that is. I think it's like synthetic something. He started putting spice in the marijuana, smoking it, and that kind of messed with his brain. And he's because he's always been such a big reader. When he talks, he throws out all of this stuff that's in his head, all the things he's read. Right? He's read the um, Jewish books, the Christian books, the Bible, and he mixes it all together, probably with like video games, and he has like it's his own world in his head. People will say, "Why don't you take him to cut his hair? Why don't you take him to take a shower?" And if you guys watch all the videos, some of you guys know this because some of you guys watch all the videos, right? Some of you don't, some of you new, but um, I've asked him, right? Hey, can I take you to cut your hair? It's like, no, no, no. I can't have water in my hair because the spirits will attack me. So he lives in an alternate world, right? He lives in a different world that I don't understand, me personally. So like a spiritual world, and it's kind of hard talking to him. You can't have a conversation because he just goes off and he's having a conversation with you, and and he's a really good guy though. Hopefully he seeks medical attention, and maybe with medication, he's able to get that under control somehow and return to some type of normalcy. I'm not sure. Uh, your son graduated with honors and received a full scholarship at 18, started using spice, has severe schizophrenia now, diagnosed at 20, now 25. Man, that's like identical to Elias. Are you sure you're not related to Elias? Because Elias is what, 25, I believe, maybe 26. I can't remember. I don't remember, but same thing. Intelligent. You started using spice, and that unfortunately drugs they mess with your head sometimes, and obviously, so hopefully your son gets well soon. But yeah, that's why we have to keep kids off of this stuff, right? Because sometimes it's hard to get them back. Elias touches me the most of anyone. He seems so helpless and lonely. I wish he would go to jail for 6 months for reals and get clean and medicated. Um, yeah, I agree. John L. Thank you, Art, for for this level of awareness. Thank you, John. Thank you for. I appreciate all you guys, your comments. I can't really read all of your comments. There's a lot of comments. It's hard to keep track of all the comments, but that's the purpose of this channel, right? Prevention through awareness, right? So when I talk to somebody out in the streets, if I can plant a seed and if I can take them to treatment and tomorrow they'll be good, great. That's one less person, that's going to be on the street. But in reality, it doesn't really work that way. Some people do choose to get better, probably a month later, 2 months later. Like there are some success stories, right? Not a lot. I've interviewed over 200 people, and only a handful are in treatment or getting better, living a better life, right? So that's successful. The rate isn't so good, but how many hundreds or thousands of other kids um, that watch these videos, you guys as parents, make your children watch these videos and be like, man, I don't want to end up like Johnny, right? I don't want to end up, on the streets, homeless, suffering, getting arrested, and so I won't do drugs. That's really the whole purpose of this, right? So I'm excited where we're at. I'm excited where I still have to go. So I appreciate AV and Mom, $5 donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. That's greatly appreciated. That's you helping, contributing, and making sure that Lost in Phoenix continues. That's how I'm able to go to Albuquerque. That's how I'm able to go to Tucson this coming weekend, is by your guys helping and supporting. So I never feel like it's just me. It's like it's all of us. It's a community, right? It's all of you guys joining me in my effort to help educate and inform our communities, right? Because not all of you guys are in Phoenix. Um, I've received donations, used clothing and toiletries from uh, um, Texas, right? Tara Martinez from Texas. She donated clothing to Casey, remember, um, um, on Monday. Also, California, different states, people send, items, right? Donations, clothes, and whatnot, toiletries. But I have a subscriber, Christine, and her daughter Nicole, all the way from Scotland. Scotland is far, far away, right? In Europe. And so they have sent a box of donations, So if Lost in Phoenix, if all of us can come together as a community, right, and help be compassionate and inspire and motivate each other to help one another, whether you're in Phoenix or Tucson or Albuquerque or wherever you folks are at, right? Christine and her daughter Nicole say, hey, we want to help. We don't live in America. We don't live in Arizona. We don't live in Phoenix, but we want to help, right? Because compassion breaks down all barriers, whether it's religion or distance or countries, right? So thank you for all you folks that like contributing in one way, shape, or form, because I appreciated the people that received these donations, such as Casey. How appreciative was Casey? When was the last time that anybody bought Casey a brand new shirt, brand new pants, right? Did you guys see him crying and the excitement, and he felt valued, he felt appreciated, right? He was human for a little bit, he was human. So that's what you guys are doing. You guys are helping me do it, because it's really hard for one person to do it alone. But as a community, we're doing it together. So so thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Scotland. That must have cost them a small fortune to ship. Yeah, you know that. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what these conversations and these videos and a community like Lost in Phoenix really inspires people to do wonderful things. Another way, a small way that you guys can help is by sharing these videos, right? Just send them to your brothers, sisters, moms, dads, nephews, nieces. Just send them, text it to them, send them the videos, ask them to subscribe, ask them to like, ask them to, sign up, hit the notification bell. All those little things affect this channel in a positive way, and that's a small way. Oh, I don't have money to ship anything, right? I don't have any clothes to give. Well, it doesn't cost a whole lot to share these videos with your families and friends, and that's how we spread awareness all throughout the country, right? So yep. What can we do, Art, to help your organization moving forward? GM, continue to be engaged, continue to ask me relevant questions, continue to be supportive, share these videos with family and friends, coworkers. Let me know what's going on in your neighborhood, right? Your communities. I really appreciate it. JT, thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you for your willingness to help. Those are all small things, right? So JT wants to donate $5. Great, but a lot of people don't have $5. Okay, so you don't have to. It doesn't have to be tangible. It doesn't have to be clothes or toiletries or money. It could be simply forwarding these videos, sharing these videos with family, friends, and coworkers to really get the message out, and potentially you could save a life, right? Because the more awareness, I was talking to coworkers today, and they said, what's fentanyl? I've never heard of fentanyl. What is it? Is it a drug? Is it a legal drug? What is it? Right? So last November, when I started doing this, right, I started doing this for the first time last November. It's going to be a year. I didn't know what fentanyl was. I had no idea, no clue. I had never heard of fentanyl. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what blues were. They're smoking pills. What does that mean, right? So I've had to educate myself and get, really inform myself and seek the information on my own, especially after starting this channel, especially after talking to people out on the street. I have to be better informed. So Joyce, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for helping. You're awesome. But those are small ways that you guys can help, is by just sharing and talking, and give me relevant questions, right? Ask me some questions. If you guys have good information, like please come to this park, in Avondale and Tucson, I'd be interested to hear that. If some of you folks are recovering addicts and want to get interviewed, please let me know. Just reach out to me. You guys have my cell phone. My cell phone is on the about or description um, page. So reach out to me, text me, and if you guys want to share your story, what you've learned, how to share your story, because that's going to be inspirational. That's what Billy did. That's what Sarah did. So yeah, there's many ways we can all help. So you know, in this journey of me doing this, I've learned to be more compassionate, more understanding, more caring. I think I'm like a better human, and I'm grateful for the health that I have. I'm grateful for the family that I have, and little things like that will make you a better person, right? Because you're part of this community, and by you folks being a part of something good, good vibes will come to you, good blessings will come to you, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. So, Kevin, Kevin Rodriguez said, "What happened here?" Kevin Rodriguez said, "Billy's story motivated me to get off of my butt and get off of these drugs, right? Thanks, Lacey. You did it. I did it cold turkey, and it's been hard, long battle." So, Kevin, how long have you been clean? How long um, have you been sober? Uh, it's really cool because a lot of you folks, a lot of you subscribers, I have like 42,000 subscribers. I'd say like half of you guys are recovering addicts, and you guys come here to this community, the Lost in Phoenix community, to find support, right? To find encouragement, right? To influence each other in a positive way. Keep going, right? You've been clean for 30 days, you've been clean for 30 months, keep going, right? Every day is a struggle, but when you come to a community that's supportive, non-judgmental, none of that negative stuff, all here, it's all positive. Be positive, help each other, and I think you guys are appreciative of that, and that's why you guys keep coming back. So Kevin Rodriguez says, um, only 9 days, brother, isn't much, but the first week was very hard, but it's doable. And I live in Detroit. Kevin Rodriguez, thank you for being clean 9 days, right? That's 9 days of getting your life back, right? You trying to defeat your biggest enemy and regaining your life back. So, I applaud you. You're my hero, and keep going. Keep choosing life. Keep choosing to live better. I appreciate you here. If you keep coming back to this community, Lost in Phoenix community, we're going to encourage you. We're going to applaud your efforts and tell you to keep going, right? Because it's make those 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 years, keep going, doesn't stop. Vanessa Mendez, hello, I'm late. Maria Armenta, are you going to open a rehabilitation center here in Arizona? If we get to that level, yes, right? So if we get to that level, of course, it'd be an honor to open up a rehabilitation center, So if we get to that stage, I see why not. Are you back from Albuquerque? Yes, I've been back. I got back on Sunday. All the videos that are from Albuquerque, it says Albuquerque in the title or the description or the thumbnail or something, right? Albuquerque. The ones that don't say Albuquerque, they're the ones that are back here in Phoenix. Kevin Rodriguez, thanks, brother. The best times in my life was when I was sober. I lost my brother and I got sidetracked, but my brother wouldn't want me on fentanyl and miserable. So honor your brother's legacy by you being sober, you living for him, right? Because if not, you're dishonoring his memory. So I think you have your head on straight, and that's because you're sober for 9 days. Keep going, Kevin, and keep us informed. Christina Jimenez, I prefer watching your channel to doing Narcotics Anonymous meetings. Appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very much, Christina. Um, continue to stay sober, continue to fight the temptation. Life is better on this side, being clean. Keep us updated. Christina, if you ever want to share your story, I'd be happy to talk to you. If you guys aren't in Phoenix, we could do it through Zoom, right? If you guys are in Phoenix, I could meet you guys and we could do an interview, and you can inspire, motivate, and help other people to live better lives. The blues are $35 in New York. Yeah, good. I'm surprised they're 35 and not 50 or 40, but Maria Calderon, you said you've been in jail. Would you mind telling us why? I've never told you I've been in jail. You're confusing me with somebody else, I think. Daisy, have not had a beer or drink in 8 years. Wow, good job, Daisy. Good job. Danica, Jed, I'm so excited to see this channel grow. If this channel didn't grow and we stayed at 5,000 subscribers, but if we impacted lives, parents and other Daniels and other Jesuses, right, to change their life and go to treatment and get better, it's well worth it. But but if but if we continue to grow, that means that the message is getting out there. So I'm appreciative and thankful for you folks willing to join me as we continue to grow. Your inspirational art. I don't know about inspirational. I'm simply a guy that lives here in my community. I care about humanity. I care about young people. I care about what happens to this generation, to the next generation. I care about what happens to our communities and our country. I'm just trying to do something about it. Just all it takes is one person to create a movement, and that's what we're creating here, right? You're part of a movement, and I'm grateful for your guys' help. Jay Fimbres, are most of your videos in Phoenix in the Maryville area? Probably half, yeah, half. 50% of my videos are in Maryville, right? Because it's hitting hard. It's everywhere in Maryville. Yep. So that's where it's at. The fentanyl is sold here in powder form as heroin. Real powder heroin hasn't been in the U.S. for 5 years. Black tar. Yeah, everything's fake now, right? Everything's fake. They're lacing everything with fentanyl because it's cheaper, and it's more addictive. So they want to create lifetime addicts. They don't care if people die along the way. They just want to make that money. Unfortunately, very sad. You inspire others to do the same and inspire more change than for addicts. Sarah, hi Art. Hello, Sarah. I'm glad you can make it. Um, yeah. Luz Jaques, thank you. The youngest that I've seen, I saw was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago is 13. 13 years old is the youngest that I've ever seen. 13 years old. And yeah, it's depressing. 13. I can't imagine 13 years old and you're smoking a pill that could kill you. He's a little guy too. He's like really thin. He probably weighs about 90 pounds. He's 5'5", 90 pounds, 13 years old, and just it's sad. Um, yeah, it's sad. Sandra Barbosa, hi from Seattle. Hello. Jeezy, sending much love. Thank you. This drug kills faster than regular H. You're absolutely correct. Brian Noriega, good evening from San Diego, I think is what you're going to say. Art, an interview that you had the most difficulty with, would you share that with us? Difficulty as far as what? You know what? They're all not all. Most of them are difficult. They're emotionally draining. I feel like getting them, like talking to the young females, right? They're young, 18 years old, 19, 20. Um, I feel like grabbing them and taking them to a treatment center, right? And to protect them, right? Because I know the dangers that are out there. How many of the young females that I've talked to in 6 months or a year, they'll disappear? Nobody's going to know where they're at. Not the police, not their parents, not their friends out in the streets. Nobody's going to know where they're at. They just disappeared, right? How many of the people that I've talked to, right? Half of the people I've talked to, of the 200 people I've talked to, are women by themselves out in these streets. How many of them will be gone? That's scary. That's super scary to think about, right? So if you have kids, if you have daughters, think about that. Your daughter is 10 years old, right? At 12 years old, she's going to be influenced by friends, 13, going out and boyfriends, and here, try this, and boom, that's it. They smoke at one time, they're gone. So scary. Marinda Heim, hello from Idaho. Kevin, have you seen Carlita recently? I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her at all. You talked to her on Facebook. If you do, tell her to if she wants to talk to me. I haven't seen her at all. Monica, hi from Pecos, Texas. Thank you for all you do. God bless you. Thank you, Monica. Johnny Cheddar, when I see on your show how people pay $3 to $5 for those pills, I know that it's such a problem that will be so difficult to deal with because it's too cheap. You're absolutely right. That's one of the things that they love about fentanyl is that here's what they love. They love that it's concealable, right? The pills are like really tiny, right? They like the blue color, and they like that it's cheap, right? And they like that it's very numbing. It numbs them. The things that they hate is that the numbing doesn't last a long time. Okay. And the other thing that they hate is that um, they're so cheap. So they like that they're cheap, but they hate that they're cheap because they're so cheap. It's hard for them to get off. you know so it's funny how a lot of the people that I talk to are very aware, right? Like I want to get off of this, but it's so easily accessible. I can get lots of pills every day so easily that it's really hard for me to get off. So um yeah. Marinda Heim, you said my name correctly. Yay. I was a spelling bee champ in elementary, that's why. Daisy May, everyone says that the blues are the devil, the blue devil. Sandy B, I'm good, thank you. So, anyways, 58 minutes. We've been talking, 68 people. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go. I just want to say hello. It's been a long hello. I'll be in Tucson on Saturday. So all of you Tucson people, say hi and comment on here. And I already forgot the name of the park. Was it Santa Rita Park, I think? But anyways, I'll be in Tucson all day on this coming Saturday. So I'm excited about that. Go hang out with some of you Tucson people. That'd be really cool if I got to meet some of you Tucson people. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys all for commenting, talking, sharing, supporting, sponsoring. I'm greatly appreciative for the support that I receive from you folks. Thank you, Johnny Cheddar 499. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. You're a good dude. Michelle, thank you. Remember, a good way for you guys to help is by sharing these videos, talking to your families, liking, subscribing, and thank you guys very much. And I'm gonna try to do these on a more regular basis, maybe like a weekly basis, probably towards the end of the week to update you guys like on a recap. I'm probably thinking about doing like a podcast. What do you guys think of like a podcast, like this format podcast on a weekly basis? and kind of talk about videos, talk about people, the Caseys of the world and Caitlin's and trips to Tucson and New Mexico. So thank you guys very much for being part of the Lost in Phoenix community. I'm greatly appreciative, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye everybody.